have to be back here. I guess I'm just going to go back here. Sorry. I had a technical difficulty. My apologies. So now I'm back onto this. I'm learning right now how the lives work because this is like a new kind of format for me. My absolute apologies for I should never have touched that is so weird. Yeah. Every time I touch something, it becomes a problem. I should not have shared it like that. Live messages are valuable. Some messages. Okay, all live messages. Live chats. Okay. I'm not touching it. My apologies. I think, let's see what I did wrong there. I'm going to go to my iPad and see what I just ended up doing. Let me do my Poshmark quickly. 12 o'clock is usually Poshmark, so I have to share on Poshmark as well. Oops. Oh, nothing there. Okay. Let's see what I just did. What I don't know I just did. That was so weird. Very interesting. I don't know. It looks like I'm going live on both situations, but I guess it's okay for now. Just back on live. I don't know what I did. Sorry, folks. I definitely glitched there. Humblest apologies. I'm still figuring this out. Subscribers. Okay. So I don't know if both are working, but I had to switch over to another live because I don't know. I must have done something or touched something. So going back into the whole discussion, my apologies. I will figure this out at a later, like tomorrow. Every day I'm going to be learning something new, even for myself. Always have a set of headphones because in order to go back in and edit, you need to hear everything through the headset. It's great to have speakers, but sometimes you don't always have speakers around or available. Try to get quality headphones. Headphones, which is just as important. I'm using a mic. I'm using a mic over here. Oh, it's an interesting day today. Obviously, I don't know how I'm going to figure out what I just did there, but that's okay. We'll get it right. And I'm going to use the headphones to assess what I'm going to do here. You guys can hear it from that side, but I'm going to get closer in on this to see how I'm going to readjust this. Okay, so I can hear this on my headphones as well. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this one. Okay, and we're going to take out this. And we're going to, let's take these out as well. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to do, let me just see. Okay, we could do that. We can repeat that. Hold on, let me just see. What's this over here? So we're going to move this over here. Let's see if this works. Okay, and then we're going to do this. Yeah, I messed up, guys. I don't know how I managed to mess up that. I had another live going, and then I don't know what happened. I must have pressed something, and it all kind of disappeared, and I had to redo a new one. My apologies. But I am still here. So sorry. I hope I'm just showing you my process. Once I'm finished with a little bit of adjustments, we're going to go into the GarageBand, and I'm going to do some beats in a few moments. Let me just get this together, and then we're just testing out some sounds here. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just readjusting where the piano parts are coming in, which is okay. So now that loops have been created from those individual parts, you could kind of play around with where you're going to place it. And then you add a melody on top later on. So that all these things come into play when you feel like you're ready with the vision to some extent. Okay, so. And then you can change the sounds as well, which is kind of cool. Let me see. Let's take this one out. Let's take this one out. Let's keep this, move this over a little. Over there, yeah, that's fine. Take that out. Move this over here. And then, you know, you can always copy and paste and stuff. So let's see now. It's not going to be a very long. Take this out. Move this over here, I think. Move this over here. Okay, and then I can copy and paste at the end. I don't need to do the whole thing right now. Let's see what this sounds like. We can change the sound as well. yeah. Okay, so it's on repeat right now, which is the whole point. I really don't know. Yeah. Okay, so that's on repeat right now. All I'm doing is I'm creating like loops at the moment, and you can constitute loops as like beats if you really want to consider it as beats, because it is. You're creating sounds through like a rhythmic kind of instrumental format, and then creating a redundant sound that keeps playing over and over again, which is what a loop is. So if you layer those sounds and create different sounds with different instruments, you're creating like a beat format with just a different type of kind of feel. Like I can, yeah, so that's, so let's now do, let me just try, I'm coming up with them. Let's try a different sound. Let's switch the sound of the first keyboard or piano into a, wonder what it would sound like as a bass. An upright? Let's try it out. Let's see what it does. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so then you can adjust the sounds with different instruments on here. Same thing as GarageBand. It's basically the same layout. So now, if we're going to use this as, let's just adjust this. Okay, so one at a time. We're going to go make sure that that's on there. I'm going to put this as a copy and paste format right now. Copy, paste. Make sure it's on the line that you want to copy and paste, or else it's going to paste on top of a section you don't want it to paste on. So we're gonna experiment here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it out. We're going to see what we can come up with. It might not be consistent. Let me see. We might take it out. I don't know. We'll try it out. So I've created my own loops using piano, which I can then adjust. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so you can see the rhythm is a little bit different. The piano, I could probably slow this down. Dun. I'm only using a classical sound to it because I'm just experimenting with different ideas. This is not a set piece. I can play a track that I've kind of worked on in the past if you guys want to see or hear. Anything in the meantime, Let me just, okay, we're going to switch over to something I'd worked on in the past. Let's just do that, for example, so you guys can see that I'm not playing games here. We're actually, let's see, Asia. Ooh, ooh. Wait, before I do anything, I must save. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, so it actually, okay, so let's see. Some additional cancel that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if, let's do this. Okay. I feel like Asia is. Hold on. Okay, so this is not done yet. These are all the parts, all the pieces that I need to go back and rework. But because I'm doing lives, I figured maybe it's important to show people how I do it from scratch. And I have done videos on YouTube where I give you bits and pieces of it, but for the first time I'm able to do just like a consistent collection of videos without cutting or editing, so you guys can see how I put it together from beginning to end, which is, I think it's important to see that. And you would only generally get something like this if you were, for instance, in a recording studio space and you're sitting there and working with the producer, and the producer gives you like their idea, and then you put your idea together and you mold it. And then you're sitting there and watching it, but never before has, like, I haven't, like YouTube and all these other platforms going live back in the day wasn't necessarily how it was done. This is like a whole new technique. I don't know if lives have been around as often. I don't think they've been around for a long time. I think the lives on YouTube only started happening fairly recently, so this is like a new thing. Which is why I'm doing it this way now. Or I'd have people, like, I'd go into studio spaces and work with people, which is usually how I did it. So yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to go back to the other track. That one, I don't know, there might be a slight glitch. There are a few sounds that I just don't. I'm going to close this for now, Asia. I need to go back and rework this. Let me just close. I don't know if I should save. Yeah, I'll just save for now. I'm going to close this one. Close in the meantime. Go back to this. I have a couple of other ones, but I don't want to get distracted. This is, you know, when you're doing tracks, one tends to get distracted to go back to work on the other pieces. But the settled plan right now is to get this complete. So I wanna try to get this together. Okay, so let's take a break from that. Let's go into using the iPad, and we're going to use GarageBand. Okay, so I'm opening up GarageBand now. You have drums, other instruments. If you don't have like instruments, you can definitely use this. So we're going to let's go into a track that I was working on yesterday. Oh, this might have been it. Let's go into this part. Yeah, so I used this loop that I created. I can always do another one. Okay, I might add some more sounds to it now. So I transferred this sound into the track that I was doing, or I'm doing now. Okay, so we're gonna do another section. Let's add another loop to this. I could create a beat. I mean, these are like beats, like creating individual things. Let's do, I do enjoy using the iPad and the phone, the iPhone, to create the beats because it's accessible. Hello. Hi, how are you? Oh, no, you're okay. It's okay. It's still relatively early. It's a thank you so much for coming in and responding. It's okay. I mean, I think today was a slight glitchy moment. What happened is I was actually doing a live and then I somehow pressed a button and then it somehow collapsed. It's okay. You can always go back and check out the other videos and I'll be kind of working on sections. It's okay. I'm not, thank you for, it's okay. Yeah, no, I think people are a little shy. Meeting new people. I used to teach at Guitar Center and Buck to Rock, and then I had private students, and I still have private students. So I'm like a little bit more of a teacher type of person. I kind of help people through the process of understanding music. Now, I was teaching mainly piano and vocals, but production has always been part of my thing, and I tried to incorporate production into myself teaching piano, but I think the most popular instrument besides guitar was the piano. So I had a lot of piano students and a lot of vocal students when I was working in in the schools in like Buck to Rock and Guitar Center. So yeah, this is like I've been doing this for years, but I think that this is very technical when it comes down to just a beginner's like type of music. So what I would generally say is if you're learning an instrument, start getting into the instruments and learning compositions and playing music that you're kind of focused and interested in, and then shift into production because production is a whole different category. So that's basically, yeah. And on the other side, besides doing production and music, I actually do fashion. So I sell clothing, I make clothing, I've done stuff in fashion shows in the past. I make like pieces for my pets. I think I have videos of me showing my little fur babies. So I produce these things and sell them, but I don't want to, I don't want to mix it up too much because I know everybody gets confused. It's like, what? She does music and fashion? How is that possible? It's possible. I'm 44 years old. I'm not like a spring chicken. I'm a bit of an old lady. So as an older person, I can call myself an older person now. I've had many years of experience doing like lots of different things. So that's where this comes into play. So what I'll do is for a live show after I finish this track for instance, maybe I go and discuss fashion. And we can do like a whole fashion thing and how to sew and make garments for your pets and all that stuff. But that will come later on. I'll do that at another stage. Let me just, I think starting with the music, because I think a lot of people are interested in production, is like, how it's done. I think fashion is a little bit more technical when it comes down to like some people. I'm not the best sewer, but I understand the technical side. So okay, let's go into this. So what I'm going to do is let's go into another loop. I'm going to silence these now. Well, let's do that later. Let's see, drums. So this is an individual beat basically, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I wish I had another screen where I could just show people, where was that sound? Okay, so for instance there. What you're going to do is you're going to drag it, if you can drag it. Oh. So you're going to drag that, oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. What did that do? Oh, that dragged it, okay. I want to drag it all the way down, so you're going to drag it there. And before it does look like this, let's shift it over to what it would generally look like. Oops. Oh no. What just happened? So I guess that wasn't recorded yet. So I would have to record that sound first. Okay, so let's just record that sound. We're recording the sound. You can change the sound. So this gives you an... So if you listen carefully, it changes the sound just ever so slightly. Okay, so this becomes a little bit, I mean, it has little childish drawings, but it's a little bit more technical than just kind of, let's see what it just did there. Let's go back to this. So it did record whatever it was that I just did. So let's see what it did. Oh, it even picked up my voice. I shouldn't have recorded it with the voice, but that's okay. Okay, so this is just on GarageBand, hey? The quality of what you can find on GarageBand is absolutely amazing, because when I was growing up, there wasn't GarageBand on your devices. In fact, we didn't even have an iPhone or an iPad. I mean, these are fairly recent. Like, I think the iPhone came out, the first iPhone, 2000 and maybe 2012, 2011, 2012 is during the time the iPhone came out. Then the iPad came out after the phone, which was a few years later, maybe 2016, maybe 17, more or less. And while all these things were falling into place, I think Apple was kind of, you know, it already was on the laptop and the desktop, but because these are new devices, they didn't exist during that time. So I'm learning, like everybody else, through the process of experimenting on these devices, which is cool. And I think maybe schools are using them for production. I don't know. It would be very wise if schools were actually doing that, because you're introducing students to a more user-friendly format on production, right? So that's what we're dealing with here. Let's take an example. Let's start over again. We're going to start with a new sound completely, starting over. So when you're starting a new track, that becomes the computer, and what I'm doing over there is a little bit more technical. This is for beginners. You start with the basics. So we're going to start with, I think I showed a little bit yesterday too. I'm going to try to do these on a daily basis, hey, because I feel like it's a little bit more useful than just doing like the videos and editing. And then people get a chance to see what I do. Okay, so as you begin going into GarageBand, it gives you the access to download some sounds. So these things I've already downloaded. Let's show you where I've downloaded it from. Live loops, sound library. You go into sound library and it has you downloading like a couple of these. So you can go in and download whatever you need to download. Let's see, I downloaded most of these. Some of them I didn't. Downloaded. Okay, so I've downloaded a number of them, but this is what you have to do. And I would, you know, before I even figured that part out over here, how to produce like a new track, I would experiment with starting off by picking one and choosing the sounds and exploring. So it gives you like a layout. This is almost like a DJ vinyl deck, right? So you can experiment with just starting off like this, okay? Just experiment. This is simple stuff. This is like anybody can do this. You can just press the buttons and stuff, right? And then you can record. Okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend starting it from scratch, honestly. Only because if you were to use this, okay, and these are just the general sounds, right? These are the sounds you can find that are preset for you on Logic, not Logic, on your GarageBand. So I've used these sounds, and I haven't had a problem recently. Let's go into my Facebook, and I want to show you like the reels that I do. Everybody stresses out about the reels, right? Let's go into my reels. Where's my reels? Photos. Let's go into reels. Let's choose. Nope. Let's choose yesterday's, since I can't use my phone at the moment. Photos, manage reels. Let's go into yesterday's reel. Let's see if I can find it. Where's yesterday's reel? Okay, so we're going to use yesterday's reel, for example, and the track, like the beats that I used for... Why did that freeze on me? Okay, so I uploaded the sound that I created from GarageBand onto a reel that I did. You can do anything on the reel, but I wanted to just show you. Okay, so this is an experiment. I've done other ones that are a little bit more detailed. Okay, but this just gives you an idea. Okay, and in order to make a quality sound, if you're doing a reel on, and this is okay, this is legit, but you want to make sure that if you're going to be doing a reel, like for instance on Facebook or a short on, I don't know, even TikTok. If you use TikTok, for instance, you can do this. But I wouldn't recommend using... I've tried it before, and my recommendation is not to use... If you're going to do that, I would recommend starting a whole new track. I would not recommend doing it this way. Using a personalized... Using what they already have. You don't want to use what they... what's in the... Oh, man. Sorry. Start over. You don't want to use what's on here. When you start playing around with these, you're using somebody else's sounds and creating pieces that they've probably pre-recorded. So anything that sounds remotely similar to somebody else's track, for instance, whoever produced like these little loop sections, they're going to pick up on it. So you want to make sure that if you're going to produce something for like reels, the reels are created off of original sounds. Like use their sounds, but mix them up a little bit. Okay, so that's what I've done. And yeah, that's more or less what I'm playing around with right now. Let me see the time. Almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's go back into this track. Yesterday I talked about how to transfer the sound from either your phone or your iPad into the computer or desktop or laptop or whatever. So it's all kind of, oh, stepped on something, ouch. Oh gosh, something. Oops, got something on my foot there, sorry. We have a bunny rabbit, as you know. So what happens is the bunny rabbit has, we have hay for the bunny, and the hay seems to be flying everywhere. So every time I step, I have to make sure I don't get splinters. it's just everywhere. Okay, I'm going to go back into this piece. Okay, it's not complete. I mean, there are lots to do here. I should probably try to slow this down. can hear that there's a slight off to it because I didn't record it with just, if I had, so this is what I might do. Since I like the sound of this as a upright standard guitar, bass, I might just continue doing it as, let me just do this. I'm going to just continuously make loops. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. So there, we're going to just continuously make loops, and I might redo this part to slow it down. To match the sound of the bass, right? So this is like a whole process. I don't think it just happens overnight. As you can see, it's a long, painstaking process to create a track. It's not an, some people can create it in like a matter of hours, but if you're trying to get technical like I am right now, this is like an experiment. This is an experiment to show people how to put it together, right? So from learning a scale, this is all in A minor. Okay, and I've had formal classical training, which is why I'm just kind of playing around with this. Oh, I definitely have a splinter in my foot. I gotta get it out. Ouch. Okay, I'll get it out in a bit. Hopefully it doesn't bother me too much. Paste. Paste. So we're going to just use the bass. We might adjust it, and you have to have a beginning, middle, and end if you're going to do this properly. So we're gonna break this down and put it back together in certain areas. I've played around enough with moving some beats and transferring beats from the phone to the desktop, and then the iPad to the desktop. So I've kind of mixed it up on this track. It's not just, the sounds didn't just come from one place. They're now coming from 2 other locations, if that makes any sense. And you guys can watch the reruns, if you're interested, and I'll put the videos on with more refined details of what you can do in specialized sections. This is just putting everything together. Yeah, so that's what this is. I'm just copying and pasting. I don't know how long this, I think I put it up for about, how many minutes was this? Beats time. Okay, we got about 1 minute and 19 seconds. Okay, we're not going to do too much on this. You can see I've made it, a song should generally be about 4 minutes, but everybody says the tracks are getting shorter and shorter. So now all the like new tracks that people are producing are like 2 minutes. So they've cut it in half. I think it's because people's capabilities of kind of like listening to a song have just shortened up over the years. It's so funny. That's why, like, when you do the YouTube shorts, the shorter they are, people respond faster. It's very interesting. People's minds are, yeah, everybody there. If you were to give a student now, I think if you gave most students a 200, 300 page book to read, I doubt they'd sit there for like hours and read that book till it's finished so that it's completed for homework. Back in the day when I was taking classes, that's what we did. We used books, and we used dictionaries, and we used encyclopedias, and we used, oh my goodness, yeah, spelling correction books. It is different now. We don't have people have it a lot easier now than they did back in the day. So I'm going to silence this part. Where is it? Is it here? Let's see. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So what we're going to do is now we're going to create a new sound. Give me 2 seconds. I definitely have a splinter. Ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouch. So what we're going to do is track, new track. Software, that's fine. What did it give me? A keyboard. Where's the keyboard? Oh. We're going to go back to piano. Piano, not percussion. We could do percussion, but... So you can make the beats right off of here, okay? So let's see what we can do. I'm going to repeat this a few times for myself so I can get this. I don't know. Okay, so that's interesting. So you can see it has to be consistent. I mean, it's right. The beats are fine. Right now, it's not syncing correctly. So I need to figure out how to get this right. I don't know. Okay, and then it starts over again. Maybe I just need to slow it down. And then you add a melody, right? You can definitely hear it's live. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to just play. So it's, yeah, okay, so. Oh, I know what we can do. So I think what I should do is give it a break. Dot, 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 dot. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to record this. Timing is everything. Ah. Okay, and then you give it a rest and then it starts over again, right? So what has to happen is you need to go back. Okay, so it has to start with, oh no, I think that's too fast. Let me just see what this sounds like again. Put this on silent. I think the last one was a little too fast. Let me just check. Yeah, it's too fast. So we're slowing it down so it works. Okay, so we're going to put that on silent and we're going to put this back up. Okay, so it does have to go fast, slower. Okay, so that's what's going to happen is I need to slow it down. So we're going to go. Sorry if I'm boring people. It's just the repeated side of things. It's okay. Oh, I can sing. I'm sorry, I didn't just see that. Yeah, I can sing. I'm not the best singer. My apologies, I hadn't seen that. I can sing, but I'm not the. I'm a choir singer. I'm not a pop singer. I chose to, so my sister's a singer and my mom is a singer. And for me, I can't put myself in that standard of where my parents, my mom and my sister are because they're actually professional singers. I'm sort of like the choir singer, a little bit softer. I don't do pop. I have recorded some stuff of my own, but I'm a little bit shyer. I think my situation is, I've always focused on composition. That was my focus. I've helped singers before. I've taught vocal training. But I haven't done like live performances singing now. Sorry, I missed the question. Somebody had asked me about singing. My sister's a singer. My mom's a singer. I did choir singing. I'm not like a stage live performer singer. I'm more of the play the piano for singer type of person. I was always performing on stage like for instance, I was the jazz choir piano player in Japan for the jazz band. So my skills are a little bit different than just singing. I know a lot of people want to be the singer in like a group or a band, but I'm not. My sister is. I can even play you. My sister's a singer. I'm not the singer that she is. I'm not, you know. She's performed. She got like success. She was on The Voice in South Africa. My mom's like been a singer for opera for many, many years. So I'm not a. I can't put myself at that level. They're professionals. Let me show you like one of my sister's things. Let me get it out. It's Maya. My sister has some good tracks out. She performs. She does like live things, you know. This is, I think, out of all the songs, this happened to be the best song that she... Oh, I hope they're not going to tell me like that it's going to be copyright issues. So my sister's a singer. This is my sister's voice. I'm only going to play a small clip of her voice. You're my poetry in motion. Okay. So if that's what you're wanting to hear, that's what my sister does. My voice is not... let's see if I can get one of my older tracks on here. It's not... I mean, I have to say it's not anything to write home about. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like a, whoa, it's an amazing voice. I think it's a neutral type of voice. The other day I was just singing, lullaby, lullaby of birdland, lullaby of birdland, lullaby of birdland, whisper low, kiss me sweet, wet. And we'll go flying. You see, I'm not practicing. Higher, flying, higher, birdland. Music will make with our lips when we kiss. So I have to. I would have to practice the piece. I don't have anything set for vocals yet. Sorry, I'm also looking at my Poshmark, so I have to keep an eye on my Poshmark, which is the fashion side. I do both. My money is generated at the moment mainly through the fashion side because I'm no longer I'm working for myself. This is my business. Like all these things that I got from Guitar Center and when I was working in the music industry, this is all the things that I collected over time. Paintings that I did in the back, the soundproofing I made. So I'm an artist, but I'm not a singer. Like, I mean, I can sing, but I'm not like my sister or my mom. I'll show you my mom. My mom gets very mad when I play her stuff, but I think it's important. Let's see if I can find it. My mom's a singer too. I'm just not, I grew up in a family with vocalists. It's not really anything I didn't wake up in the morning and say, I want to be a singer. I woke up in the morning as a child saying, I want to produce music. It's just different. Like I've helped singers. I've helped produce singers. I've helped strengthen singers' voices for exercises, but I haven't personally gotten up on stage and performed singing. So my skills are definitely, I know my skills. They're definitely in piano. I played drums back in the day. Oh, I was going to show you my mom's voice. But it was never events. I don't know what's going on here. Nope. So I don't know why I can't show you my reels on here. It's very interesting. Posts, about, view tools. I'm not sure why I cannot show the reels. I'm going to have to go back a little bit here. This is kind of crazy. The reels, I can show you what I sang the other day if you really want to see. Dream a little dream. Stars shining bright above you. So I can sing jazz standards, right? Stars shining bright above you. Night breeze and seems to woo, But I'm not like I'm like a standard, just an average singer. Nothing too special about it. I mean, I have recorded people. Here, I'll show you what I've recorded for people. Let me see if I can pull those out. God save. Don't close. We're not gonna, don't close. Skip. Ooh. So if you want to hear somebody, I've recorded vocalists before. This was done in MySpace. So I can work with singers. I don't sing like this now. Okay, so that's not my voice, but I have produced other people's stuff. I've, you know, I mean, it's just not, I see myself as somebody that can help musicians. I don't see myself as somebody that's going to get on stage one day and say, I'm going to be the next biggest vocalist, because that is not my skill. My skill is definitely more in the studio. I am going to be working in a band again. I haven't worked in a band in a long time, but a band is asking me, begging me, please come in. We need some jazz piano stuff. So I'm going to be... So I'm more useful in a band because I can I can put together the parts, and then I can work with musicians and mold the sounds together. I'm not the person in front of the microphone singing a track that the band puts together for the singer and the singer sings it. It's a different skill. Like I've always been the musician. I've not really, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So enough with the discussions on vocals. Yes, I have recorded people. I have recorded other people too, but I don't want to play all this stuff. I'm just better as somebody who's in production and tries to put things together. So, right, that's the piece. You always need a good musician. You always need a good piano player to back the people up. So that's what I do. So, sorry. I guess I'll leave it at that for now. I have to do some more stuff at the moment. I need to definitely get onto Poshmark. If people are interested in the fashion, I do sell let me show you my stock. I do sell my items, like I've made clothing and I sell some of my clothing pieces on there. What is people? Is there a message that I got some from somebody? Oh, that's from a seller. Sorry. A dry throat there. So closet. Here's my Poshmark. Boutique. You can set up a boutique. And all the boutique stuff I've made. Sorry, I've made. So, for instance, that's like, this is something I've made and I put it up for Poshmark. So say, for instance, somebody wants a garment or they want pet clothing and you're living in the United States and you want to order something from me, what I've made. So I make my cats, bunny rabbit and cats. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Talking too much. I use Poshmark as my go-to because I can sell my own personal pieces on here as a designer. So now you're looking at the designer element of who I am. I've had an article at the Smithsonian. I've done exhibitions before. I've molded my fashion and music, and I've got musicians together for shows and performances. This is a jacket I made that got me an article at the Smithsonian. Okay, I still have it. It's here. I generally use it, Poshmark, as a display place for my design. So if people need to see pieces, I do make. Yeah, that's, and then I take my own photographs, obviously. Poshmark, you need to have, okay, you need to have that. Here's the article at the Smithsonian, right? Then you can find the details there. So I'm what you call a multimedia artist. I do music, but I also do fashion. I've designed clothing for people in fashion shows. I've dressed musicians. I kind of like, I'm an everything in one type of person, but singing is not what I do. It's like I do it, but I don't do it like that well. Like, I confess that I'm not like the singer. Okay. So I'm going to love and leave you guys. I have a couple more things I need to do. I will be back tomorrow, perhaps at around this time or a little bit later. I have a student in the morning, and then I have him for an art class. So I do both. I'm doing art classes and music classes. What I will do is we'll just work on the music for now, for the lives, and then I'll switch over maybe for a fashion segment, and then I'll do like a garment. I'll sew something or I'll design something, and I will make that garment in the live as an example of things that I make as well. So I'm not trying to be like everybody else. Like, I haven't seen a YouTube channel that brings the music and the fashion together. I've always seen fashion and music together because those are my skills. And my channel, I'm trying to be not one type of thing. I'm trying to have all my skills to show people how to create. Like, this is another, I'll show you another, hold on, I'm going to take this off. One more thing before I go. Okay, another besides little simple pet clothing pieces. Dior, are you joining me? So like this. Yeah, I'm trying not to be what everybody else is, right? I'm my own individual self. I'm not just producing music, but I also produce clothing. And I've also produced paintings. And I think in the last video I showed somebody, or I showed people, my Superman watercolor. So I'm just not about only one type of thing. So this is something I made for my, so I have this on Poshmark as well as a sample. And that's, I can help people branch out to different kind of mediums as well, besides just music. So I want to be a channel where I can help on a variety of different levels. Music is great and fun, but I really do think that you need to have multiple skills. I don't think you should just stick to one skill. Everybody says, you need to focus on one skill, but the world is not like that anymore. You can literally be whoever you want to be, and I think the world has changed where you can kind of diversify, and a lot of things you can build up online. So I might be doing a little bit of music on here, but on Poshmark I'm dedicated to my fashion and art. So I can sell my art and my fashion on there because my master's degree was in art. Music I used for fashion shows. So say for instance, now where's my My SoundCloud. Come. So I set up a SoundCloud, and some of these songs, I don't have them anymore. I think this is long gone. I need to put a whole bunch together, but I would use, these are pre-completed tracks, so you can hear the tracks. I have a SoundCloud you guys are welcome to take a look at. I just haven't focused too much on it. But I've created music for fashion shows. So for me, I'm about like this kind of stuff. Like I like house music. This is an old piece that I did. I'll just let you listen to it. It's like, it's mine, so it's fine. So once it's complete, then you place it onto the platforms, right? I can upload and this is more me. So I can see this being used in a fashion show or, I don't know, mixing it with other tracks for DJs, you know, that kind of stuff. And then another one, this is what I did for my masters in South Africa with a live band. So I'm playing the piano. This was for the masters exhibition. And then I brought a bassist and a drummer and vocalist together, right? That's me on the piano. That's not me singing. That's not me singing. That's somebody else who was very, very nervous. Yeah, she got very nervous. She got very, very nervous. She's very sweet, but she did get a little nervous. Right, these are completed pieces. This is what I mean by completing a piece. You need to like, this is the same chord progressions as the one the vocalist sang on top of. But I only own the chord progressions. She's the singer, so the singer owns the voice. So I would be the person if somebody needs like a track. They say, okay, we want this in this particular key. This is what we're capable of singing. Then I put it together, and then I'm like the producer behind the scene. Not, yeah, that's what I see. So that's just how I see it. So I've kind of added everything in one for this channel, for this live stream. But I think maybe it's important that I showed people that I'm multi-diverse in skills. And I'm going to leave you guys here for now so I can get my Poshmark done and all the other platforms done. And I will speak to you guys in the next one. And hopefully more people will join me eventually and see what I do and see my fur babies, because I'll have them on the show once in a while. Like I put them on earlier today for the first section. And then, yeah, there you go. Thank you again. Much appreciated.